Everybody. Welcome to Tea and Stories. Woo! It is hot outside. The big HOT. It's lovely. I'm glad. We need it. We need the heat. I hope that you have your favorite tea beverage today. I actually have, but you think that it's ice water, right? It isn't. It's actually infusion water. It has orange and lime. There's some dandelion and mint. And I think that's it. But it's really good. And it's very good for you too. Staying hydrated is important. But I'm glad that you're here for Tea and Stories. We're getting ready to go on with our origin story. We have 2 more after this. And then you'll be able to know how our 2 superheroes came to be. Particularly Seer. Seer spent a great deal of the next week with her grandmother. Her brother, he wasn't there most of the time, and a lot of times he was off. Where? She wasn't quite sure. Not then, anyway. But with her grandmother, she learned a lot of things. Her grandmother took her for long walks through the woods and into the greenhouse where they would all work. Her grandmother took a deep breath and sat her down as they were putting together plants that would go out to other people. And her grandmother said, "It's time that you knew about our people, sweetheart." "I know, Grandmama. He used to tell me all the stories." "Yes, I told you a lot of the stories, yes, but not all of them." You see, what Seer already knew was that her people were from a small island, part of the massive islands of the Bahamas. What she didn't know is that island was thought at one point to be a part of the great garden that the Creator had started. Also, that the island had always been occupied, and that no other people lived on that island except for those who were from Clove. Clove was made up of 5 families. The Clovians, who she belonged to, the Timians, who were cousins, the Corianders, another group of cousins, the Gingers. The Gingers were mysterious. They were where all the reddish hair came from in their families. And last, and the most mysterious of all, were the Sages. These are the people of our island. We are all family, and we were scattered like stars when our island sank. You mean the island is gone, Grandmother? No. No, not gone, daughter. Just not above the sea yet. It will return when we are ready. Ready for what, Grandmother? You'll see. I think that your generation will be the ones who will see it rise. Mine already knew that we were doomed. Doomed, Grandmother? Nothing for you to worry about, my little one. What you must do is to look forward to your great rising. It's coming. I can see it in you. All those feelings that you've been having, the warm hands, the green glow, even the fierceness that you have felt, all of them are part of your great rising. But we must find out what will give you your strength and what your endowments are. How will I know what my endowments are, Grandmother? smiled. Come. She took her hand, and they walked into the biggest of the greenhouses. You see, on that tiny island, they had many greenhouses. And in this greenhouse, they came upon Baba D. Baba D was a very, very old man. He had been an old man the last time that Sierra was there. But she loved Baba D. Sometimes she would follow him when she was little, and he let her sit in the greenhouse with him and dig in the dirt. He was patient and loving, and he told her stories too. But Baba D had always told her that she was special. He would take her little face in his hands and he'd say, "You little one, you are not only named Sia, you are a Sia. And soon you will see all the things that others will not. And so shall be your blessing." And he'd kiss her on her head. She always felt safe with him. He hadn't changed either. It was as though neither he nor grandmother was growing older. She sat down next to him. "Baba D." "Hello, Sia," he said. He didn't even look at her. "So, you've come to find out what your endowment is." "How did you know?" "For I am a Sia too, little one. I am a Sia. Come, let us find out." He looked at grandmother and smiled, and she smiled back. "I'll leave you to it. I will come later for you, all right?" "Okay, Grandma." And once her grandmother had disappeared, she turned around to look at Baba. And he was bringing out a plant. "What kind of plant is this, Baba?" "Smell it, and you tell me." She leaned in and took a deep breath and then said, "It's clove, isn't it?" "Yes. It is best that we start with clove. If clove is not it, we will find what is. Here." And he took it and rubbed it on her arm. And when she smelled the clove, something in her started to feel faint. Oh, so the clove is getting close. Very good. Let's try something else." And then he reached down and picked up another plant. This time it was a flower. The flower was beautiful and small. But when she smelt it, it smelled like islands and paradise. "What kind of plant is this?" "You will see. And let us put them together." The strange flower and the clove he took and put in a mortar and pestle and grind together and then gave it back to her. Now, a big sniff this time. She put her face down in it and she sniffed. And when she looked up, it was as though the greenhouse had disappeared. And instead, she heard, she looked around. She was around a fire. "Where am I?" "You are still in the greenhouse, little one." Baba was sitting next to her. "You are watching shadows." "Shadows?" "Yes. Shadows of people shadows of things that have happened. This is where you will find out what your endowment is. Shh, be quiet. She sat back and she touched Baba's hand. He rubbed it and smiled at her. It's all right. They don't know that you are here. Among us, said a great man who was sitting on the other side of the fire, there are the spirits of our progeny. We must give each an endowment. All of our groups will have one of each. We will have a seer. We will have a replicator. We will have an emo. We will have a burner. We will have a warrior. Each child will be brought here on a vision quest. And when they come, they will find out who they are. I feel among us a seer. And she will know all things before they are told. But be careful, my little one, for you will be sought by those who are wicked. They will want to know what you know. And so I also give you strength. And he threw something into the fire, and it burst forth. Seer could smell it. It smelled like the strange flower and the clove. And I give you the warrior spirits. And he threw it in the fire. And again it burst forth. She went, oh! This time it caught up her breath. Her hands began to glow the strange green again. Baba, it's all right. Just listen. You, I give the protection of the ancestors. She said again. And this time, all her hands were green. The vision began to fade. And they were back in the greenhouse. And Baba was sitting next to her. Now we know what your endowment is, little one. I knew it. Like I told you before, your name will be what you are. But what does it mean to be a seer, Baba? Ah. Tell me something, little one. Have you ever walked into a room and felt as though you've been there before? Oh, that happens to a lot of people, Baba. It's called deja vu. Yes. But have you ever had things that have happened without you knowing? But you knew that it happened. Have you ever not been afraid, even though you had everything to fear? Yes. It happened when I was in Philadelphia. It happened a lot. That was the beginning. Soon, it will not be just things that are yours, but you will see other people's things also. Do not be afraid, Seer, for you are protected. You will see that you will not need to fight. You will not need to be angry. Remain calm at all times. Feel those things deeply, and you will see. She stayed with Baba all afternoon. She smelt the clove and the strange little flower. Baba still wouldn't tell her what it was. But that was okay. She felt safe and strong. And that night, her grandmother made her another bowl of the special broth. But this time, she could taste the flour. And she could taste the clove. Grandmother, did you put clove in it this time? And the special flour? Yes, I did. I have always put it in. But why is it only now can I taste it? Because now you are ready for it. There are going to be many things, my loved one, that you will be ready for now. You will see. The whole week she learned the story of her people. She learned where the different herbs were on the island. She also learned that soon she would be able to fly. Brother told me that I would fly, but how? I'm not a bird. No. But you will fly. You will fly and never leave the ground, my little one. If you say so, Grandma, I believe. You've never led me wrong. Nor will I ever, daughter. But as I told you before, it is time for your mother to return. Yes, today's the day, isn't it? I'll get a chance to see Mother again. Oh, yes. Your mother is very much alive. And besides, this is the only thing that I cannot help you with. There are many things I cannot help you with. Grandmother laughed. But this, your mother must help you with. And this is a time that I will step aside for a while. Grandmother rose and went into the other room. And soon there was a knocking at the door. Grandmother, there's someone at the door. Answer it. It's for you. She walked to the door and opened it. And there stood a beautiful woman. Her face looked so familiar. Seer looked at her once and looked at her again, and then felt her own face and reached out for the woman's face. Yes, daughter, it is I. It is your mother. Mama, it's been so long. I know. How could it be that her mother didn't look a day over the time that she had seen her last? Her hair had not grayed. She was beautiful. She remembered her mother's hair as being shorter, but now her mother had long, thick, beautiful locks. Tell me, have you been waiting for me long? No, just for a while. Grandmother isn't... I will see Grandmother when I come back. Come, daughter. It's time for you to meet the ancestors. How? Where? Come. She turned. Her mother had a robe in her hand. You must take off what you have on and put on this robe. And then you'll come with me. And that I will show you. Partially terrified, partially inquisitive, partially elated, Seer did what she was told. The robe was thick cotton. It was brown and white, and when she stepped into the night, it glowed. She took her by the hand, and the two women walked. For now, even though she wasn't old in years, Seer felt like a grown woman. Something in her had changed. The week with grandmother, the vision quest, things were changing within her in a way that she had never expected. And for a little while they walked in silence. Then finally, they got to the part of the island where there was a glowing. They could smell the ocean air, and they could see small plants and trees and animals that glowed. Where is this place, Mother? It is the garden of the ancestors, little one. And we must go and meet ours. So what do you think is in the garden of the ancestors? What do you think is awaiting Seer? You'll see tomorrow. Remember, then there'll be just one more to finish her origin story. And you will see the birth of a superhero. What do you think is going to happen? We'll have to see, huh? Thank you for joining me for Tea and Stories, even though we had fruit-infused water today. Just remember that I'm brought to you each day, each 5 days out of the week, by my paparazzi page, Mama Carla's Paparazzi Accessories. This is one of them. Like, if you would like to own this beautiful set, it is very, very gorgeous. I love it. Just let me know. I do have one for sale. This one is mine. Can't have this one. This one's mine. But I have lots of beautiful jewelry and lots of other things. Just call me. Let me know. Inbox me. Make sure that you check out my page after this live, and you'll be able to see other things that I've posted. And know that you can always come and have tea and stories with me. Love you all. Bye. And thank you for your support.